Today, it's Madden NFL football. It's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Tennessee Titans. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
Mac Jones absolutely believed in himself coming out of high school. Went to Alabama despite the fact there are many high-profile quarterbacks already on the roster, and blossomed into a Heisman Trophy candidate in his final season with 41 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions. Steady, consistent as a passer, doesn't have the biggest cannon for an arm, but can stretch the field and lay those passes in on the deep ball.
A check on the numbers last week for Hubbard. 23 carries, 112 yards.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync. And that bodes well this late in the season.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On the counter, this is Hubbard. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now Jones. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. On 2nd down, here's a run with Hubbard. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a pickup of a yard there. That won't help too much. They're left with a 3rd and forever now. Throwing Jones. And this is going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Taken in at the 22. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and it'll be Titan football. So here are the Titans now for their first drive. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU at Zach Wilson. They go play action with Wilson. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown, Titans. Kadarius Toney hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Titans have taken a first-quarter lead. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
They go play action here on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jones. And that's going to be caught. Dwayne Eskridge. And he's brought down. Well, this crowd does not like that call.
Understandable reaction from them. That's their team that the penalty's going against. But you and I both know they're going to take care of the quarterback.
They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21. This defense for the Titans, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. The coaches always say when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe them.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. John Kaminsky has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team that had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
The Chargers will bring out the field goal unit now. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick here is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Taken at the goal line. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They go play action now. Wilson. That'll be caught. It's Tony. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing is Wilson. Flush to his right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, lived to fight another down, right?
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 14. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Not something you want to see in week. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Kadarius Toney with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Titans find a way to stretch their lead. Looks good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. One
play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Jones. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he's got some space here. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and he can't do it all on one throw.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. That's on Jackson Carman, 2nd-round pick in 2021. After one, a 14-3 ball game. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. After the penalty, it's Henry. Kenneth Murray, the linebacker, there to make the play defensively. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson forced out to his left. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And the Chargers will take over here at their own 12-yard line. So the interception there. And, Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Hubbard, and he'll be taken down at the 18. 48 yards rushing for him now to this point. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Here's Jones on 1st and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Howard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On 2nd down now, it's Hubbard, and he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
They'll run here with Hubbard. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Davion Taylor there to bring him down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And it is incomplete. I had a defender running right with him. And now it's 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be from 56 yards out. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's showing off that arm, showing it off very well. As a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards, so many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's who you're looking for.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're...
And it's a Titans touchdown. Kadarius Toney on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Titans are going to add on to their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the result in the end, a Titans touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out? What a way to start a drive. An excellent run, a tone setter, and now, if you want to take a shot on 2nd down and go play action and make it look like the same exact play and throw it over the top, you can do so because you've established the run in a big way. And Brandon, you know that expression, he just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL, and all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Rashawn Slater, first-round pick in 2021, guilty there. Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker.
Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. On third down, here's a run by Hubbard. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out come the Titans now. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
From the 24, Wilson. He's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Brought down around the 16 or 17. Showed some tough running, but couldn't free much space. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on third down. Wilson. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Titans. A great effort there. 83 yards. And the Titans are able to add on to their first half lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space. And just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with a run so far. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. So we've come to halftime after a very... So I'm waltzing down Main Street, got an umbrella, just a torrential downpour, and I look over, and this guy, stone-faced, wearing a poncho that says, "Don't rain on my parade," and he is just angry. And... we got to go. I'll tell you the rest later. Here we go. Third quarter. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And the division title, that's out of reach. We know that. This is as good a spot, Charles, as they're going to get. That first wild card and the number 5 overall seed.
Partner's not out of the question, especially with the 7 seeds that they have now in the playoffs. If you do win and the other wild card teams win in the first round, you could find yourself with a home game in the divisional round. Now, we know that's not likely, but it's not out of the question. Bottom line, you have to win to put yourself in that position. And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And the Chargers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. And pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
90 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. First down, they'll stay on the ground with Hubbard. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. On the handoff, it's Hubbard. Some tough running, but it only gets him to the 45. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Jones. Open man is Howard, the tight end. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Running left, it's Henry. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty. Henry again on 2nd down. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. And we were down on the field watching Henry warm up before the game. He's a big man. No wonder he breaks those tackles.
And you remember what I told you when we were watching? It's not all pads. I mean, you get him out of pads and just see him in a regular suit or an outfit. He is a huge human being and a lot faster than what people know. And when he gets rolling, he's a lot to bring down.
They'll run on 1st down. Weathers. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now a man open down the middle of the field and all the way inside the 15 before they drop it.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
He will push his way down to about the 14. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defensive coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 42 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Not too many missteps in the red zone thus far. He was going for his 5th touchdown pass. His man couldn't shake free there, but boy, you know he's going to take another shot before this one's over.
Yeah, exactly, because you know 3 is good, 4 is excellent. You get 5, that's a whale of a game. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. The Charger drive about to get going. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Jones. They'll run the screen with Hubbard. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Jones throwing on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbound.
Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it.
Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. L.A. readies for its next possession. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Jones now throwing after the interception. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. And the ball is knocked out. It's picked up by the Titans.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Tennessee offense set to go again. And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now it's Wilson. This will go to Henry out wide. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Henry. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. Kadarius Toney from 3 yards out. And the Titans are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. Lutz with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a Tennessee score. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the offense onto the field once more, led by O.J. Howard. And the numbers show it, low involvement early. But since he's been involved, it's been a good thing for this offense.
Indeed it has, and when you're able to finally get him going, get him fully integrated into the offense, things feel a whole lot better for your team. It expands everything that they do trying to move the football.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Coming up on 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Jones. He gets this one to Hubbard, complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. And it's a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the fourth. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 51 yards on the ground for him so far.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Second down, they go again with Henry. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8. Now Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Uchenna Nwosu got the sack there. Here's Johnny Hekker now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Pulled in at the 20. Now a hit and a loose football. It's picked up by the Titans. And that will write a finish to this ball game. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Titans,